The two species that they mentioned that Petco is willing to not sell right now are the yellow tang, which is currently taken from Hawaii's reefs by the hundreds of thousands, and what they call the yellow-eye kole. These are both surgeon fishes. Surgeon fishes are responsible for keeping reefs clean from algae, and they are known in study after study to be essential to coral reef health. You must have surgeon fishes, you must have parrot fishes to keep the algae off the reefs, or else eventually the reefs will die. When Petco said that they were going to stop selling a couple species that are captured in Hawaii and only stop selling them in their Hawaii stores, that was a step in the right direction, but it didn't go far enough, because currently, for instance, online, Petco's selling over 30 species of animals that are taken from Hawaii's reefs. They're selling them online, and they're selling them at an unknown number of their 900 plus stores on the mainland. So what we really want Petco to do is to do the right thing, to stand behind their values, and only sell captive bred wildlife.
When we opened the Maui store in August of 2010, we did open with just freshwater fish. Based on requests from our customers, we did in October of 2011 add a small assortment of saltwater fish. We do utilize captive bred fish whenever possible. If captive bred fish aren't available, then we do partner with vendors that we believe practice responsible and sustainable methods in collecting of those fish. We realize it is a sensitive issue, and we do listen to our customers' feedback, which is why we had already started the process of removing those native Hawaiian species from our assortments. So that process is progressing, as I mentioned last week.
I think the main issue with keeping wild animals, wild reef life as pets, is that you have to create a completely artificial environment for them. And animals that are taken from the wild are very, very stressed out by the process of capture, holding, and shipping. And that makes them easily susceptible to disease. They die from a delayed reaction to the injuries and stress. And we know that the majority of hobbyists quit within a year of getting into the hobby, probably because they're not prepared for the level of care and the level of deaths that they're going to be experiencing, because despite their best intent and hardest efforts, they are unable to keep the animals alive. And we're talking about animals that live for decades on the reef. And what we know with captive bred animals, they live much longer in captivity, and that proves our point as well.
As far as surviving the trip to the mainland, I'd leave that up to the experts. And there's a lot of studies out there, so I'd refer people back to those studies. And as far as the difficulty in maintaining fish, they are different. Every fish, whether we're talking a saltwater fish or a freshwater fish, every fish is different and does have different care requirements. One of the nice things about the captive bred fish is they are raised on commercially available food. So it's very easy to make that transition to caring for them in a home environment. Again, every fish is a little bit different regardless of whether it's a saltwater fish or a freshwater fish. So just knowing the fish, knowing the food source, and providing the appropriate level of care as that species dictates.